Hey everyone, Curtis Herbold here. As you can see, I'm wearing my Mizzou shirt today. My goofy hat kind of shows off my character of who you're dealing with and whatnot, but I'm not here to be goofy. In fact, I'm here to be a little bit more serious today. As we all know, President Trump is about to get into office. But I want to tell a little bit about myself. Like a lot of you think that I am most of the time just going to be a joke. No, there's a passion and a reason why doing this would be beneficial, not just for me, but for all of America, maybe even the world. You see, I'm going to do a little bit of history lesson. I hadn't actually planned on this. This is actually this is completely I just now thought of a thing. But President Eisenhower, all right? I'm going to go back to President Eisenhower. President Eisenhower was the 34th president of the United States, all right? He had he had no political jobs at all. He was only a general, a 5-star ranking general. He was a military official. He had no prior experience in politics or anything at all. He was famous for two of the most consequential military campaigns of World War II. Operation Torch and the North African Campaign and the invasion of Normandy. Now, I'm not going to lie, I don't have a military background. In fact, my autism prevents me from doing so. But he was the first and only president in American history that did not have any prior political experience. All he had was a military background. I admit, him being a famous general gave him an advantage. But you know, what I provide is something different, something that benefits all of America, all of possibly even the world. Something different, something outside the box. You see, my goal. Yes, I have this cool, the Hamster Party nickname. It's very goofy, very fun. But the goal is as it is. Think of outside the box solutions. You see, if you look at every president in history, what are they known for? They are known for not being quitters. They're known for not giving up when it gets hard. Part of their character is literally never, if you guys know the movie Galaxy Quest, the one that Tim Allen played, never give up, never surrender. That's kind of their, every president's mentality is to not give up. But there's a problem. You see, with every president they're like, what, 60-year-olds and above? No, we need new blood. We need fresh blood. 60-year-olds, although have been through all the life and know the experience, they don't necessarily know the people. Now, with me being 36 years old, I'm not going to say I know the people, but I am going to say that I am probably a lot closer to you guys than, say, a 60-year-old. Definitely better than an 80-year-old Trump. Not going to lie. But the thing is, that's the problem. We're stuck as America. We're stuck in this cycle where we believe experience matters, and in some cases it does. But if President Eisenhower has no political experience, and he became the 34th president, I think it was, right? Yeah. The number 34th president. Then what makes you say that, a common Joe like me with no prior experience, no money, no name to it, nothing to his name can't do the same? You see, part of why America is great is because there's equal opportunity for everyone. And so I don't throw my hat into the presidency as a joke. I really don't. Like, I'm serious in the endeavor because of one simple thing. I'm seeing a decline in politics, and not because of lack of people. It's more or less the younger generation, like my age group and younger, just they don't want anything to do with politics. Because they see how much of a garbage it is. I'm not gonna lie, it's pretty bad. Why on earth would I want to do so is could be anybody. But you see, I have a plan in mind. The whole idea of this is to show how ridiculous politics is, yes. But if I become the first ever youngest president, being autistic, and literally at the same time being a nobody with no prior political experience like Eisenhower, then the way I see it is, I influence. And the whole idea here is to influence the younger generation. Not so much to vote. I mean, yes, we all encourage each other to vote. But my goal is beyond that. I want to be the guy that goes in as young as I am. I want to be the guy that does it with no prior experience. I want to be the guy that influences not just my generation, but younger generations to pursue politics. Because here's my mentality on this. It's an outside the box thinking. I don't know if anybody has ever considered this, ever thought to consider this. The 60-year-olds and above do great work because they've lived it all. But nobody younger is hardly getting into politics anymore because of how bad it is. If I can influence, if I can inspire my generation or younger to get into politics again, we might be able to change this current rut America is in to go from a society-ran country of 80, or 60 plus year old men and women to younger generations that actually know the people, that actually know what the people want, that actually have, that sort of thing. Experience, great. That's good to have. But when you're 50, 60 years old in office for president, or even for a governorship, or even a senator, or whatever, you've already lived your entire full life. You don't really understand the younger generation as you once did. And that's where I come in. Like my whole idea, my whole montage of the Hamster Party, although it's not an official party yet, and I do hope to make it one day, is to provide influence, to change the way American politics works for the better. Because my mentality is, if we can get younger generations to do politics again, if we can get some fresh blood into it that is younger than 50s, 60s plus, then it is possible that America can come back fully and completely. Now, I understand that there is this whole mentality that experience matters, but in some cases it doesn't. And America votes for what America wants, even right down to America's Got Talent and The Voice. There's a reason why voting happens, and you go with the best candidate you want. And America doesn't vote based on experience. Maybe some do, but most Americans vote for what will benefit them. All right, so take The Voice. They vote not because of age necessarily. They vote because of pure talent. One of my favorite singers of all time from America's Got Talent alone was Jackie Evancho when she was younger and the first time on her voice. Great girl. I mean, she sang opera in that show the whole season, and she won it. It was like so you don't have to be young to be great, or not to be great. You don't have to be young to be inexperienced in knowing what you're doing. Jackie Evancho, being as young as she did, proved on America's Got Talent that she had the fortitude and the capabilities to make it. And she was a nobody before then. And everybody loved her. Everybody voted her through. Everybody had her win The Voice. The America's Got Talent that year. So I take that. I take what America has done in that regard to Jackie Evancho and so many other people like them on America's Got Talent and The Voice, and I look at it and I take that, and then I look at our politics, and like, the people understand that there's the difference between experience and, you know, doing what's actually truly needed by talent, or what will be in their best interest. So why on earth would we need a political system that has lost touch with the younger generation, like me or before me? I mean, why is it required to be 50, 60 years old to be able to run for this stuff? No. The people vote for who they want. It's not up to the governmental system to dictate who gets into presidency. It's not it's not NBC's job to dictate who gets on The Voice, or who wins The Voice, or even America's Got Talent, or whatnot. No, America votes who wins those shows. America votes for presidency. America votes for Senate. Age doesn't matter. Experience doesn't matter. As long as the senator, governor, or even the president trying to get into office is actually wanting to do what's best for them and really match their goals of what they are wanting to see America change and be, then age and experience doesn't come into a factor here. So, yes, I may be young. Yes, I may have no experience. But American politics needs to change. And I look at this as so much bigger, too. Because if America changes and sees that I am being an inspiration for change in this regard, it is possible other countries like Great Britain, Germany, and even Russia and China, all those younger generations that are tired of all this older people fighting, maybe we can start inspiring change, not just here in America, but the world, and finally get down to true peace. True getting along. I mean, after all, I have friends that live in Russia. I have friends that live in UK. I have friends that live in China, Japan, Europe, as a whole, Africa. I have friends all over the place. None of them I met, but I game with a lot of them as a Twitch streamer and just a gamer in general. And so I know a lot of people, and they're sick of their own politics just as much as we are here in America. But like here in America, nobody's fighting really that hard to change things properly, because we all have this mentality that it's required by the older people, because that's what we're used to. That's what we're used to seeing. So we are somehow ingrained that if you are not 50 and above, you don't belong in politics. But that's not true. That's not true. So I don't know what the laws are on presidency or Senate stuff for the age requirement, but there shouldn't be one if there is. Because the whole idea of changing America for the better is understanding and doing what the people need and want. Yes, there are going to be some hard choices to make. I'm not going to lie. Hard choices that I have no problem making if it came down to it. But I wouldn't do it in a blatant regard for this. I mean, come on. What is inflation going to do except hurt people? What is going to war going to do except hurt people and probably kill them? No, they're unlike the politics of today where we just bicker at one another. My whole mantra is to literally find an outside the box solution that fixes everything in a much more peaceful solution. I want to be that inspiration, that flame, the kindling that is there, that sparks into a ginormous bonfire of passion for not just America, but the entire rest of the world. To get these old people out of bloody office and finally have people in the politics that can actually do good because they actually know the people. If there does need to be an age limit requirement of any sort, my recommendation is if you're 50 and above, you don't belong in politics. You are too old to understand what the people really want. It has nothing to do with, bad-mouthing Trump or anything else. No, I'm looking at our country and I'm looking at the decline. And as the years go on, and even though I don't hold a voter's card, as the years go on, there are people like me. More and more people are refusing to vote. More and more younger generations are refusing to get into politics. Our entire government is going to collapse if we don't get fresh blood. But nobody wants to actually do so unless there's a form of reason or inspiration to do so, which is what I'm trying to provide. Yes, is my little goofy hat, goofy? Absolutely. Probably, is it appropriate for politics? Probably not. Is my title the Hamster Party? Is it really goofy? Yes, absolutely. Is it probably appropriate for politics? Probably not. But that's the point. The point isn't necessarily to be a joke and funny. The point is to do something creative. Like, I'm hella creative. If you actually look down in the description in this YouTube video or wherever I post this, you will see that I am a very super creative guy. You can even scan this QR code and see all the creativity. I don't provide a funny name just for kicks. No, I provide a creative name to show inspiration, to influence and encourage change. That's the whole point of the Hamster Party. That's the whole point why I have the images of hamsters, a hamster using a tuxedo, literally standing at a podium, hamster for president. That's the whole mantra. So my whole thing isn't necessarily to be fun and funny, although it is fun and funny to see. The whole idea is to inspire change, that things can actually be better than what they currently are. So yes, when it comes to my political system, I like to have fun with it. I don't like to be all, gotta be all serious, and whatnot. No, there's a time for seriousness and there's a time for fun. You don't have to be the Democrats. You don't have to be the Republicans. Hell, you don't even have to be the independents and be all serious all the time. Politics. That's kind of what's ruining politics. Politics has become way too serious. There's a time for seriousness, and there's other times when the Democratic Party just needs to have fun. There's other times when not just have fun with themselves, but also have fun with the rest of their Democratic Party. And you need to build morale. You need to build inspiration. You need to change the world for the better by inspiration. And that requires upbeat morale, which right now, the American people really don't have any of. It's evidence that the American people don't really have any morale in the current government, with the decline of people voting, with the decline of literally nobody younger in politics hardly anymore. Oh. Sorry. The point of it all is America's in trouble if we don't get new inspiration into the world, especially into our own governmental system. Our government could collapse if things continue the way they are. And I'm not going to say they're going to collapse anytime soon. No, this has been happening very slowly for a very long time, and it'll still continue to go on slowly for a very long time, or until we have a second civil war and this country splits, like the Great Roman Empire. But the truth of the matter is, we just need blood. We need fresh blood in politics, and nobody's willing to do it. Nobody's willing to go for it. And so, like Eisenhower, I may not have any political experience. Unlike Eisenhower, I don't have any famous title to my name like he does. But what I don't have, I make more than enough up for it, for heart, for trying to better society, not just America, but the entire planet. I want to be a beacon of inspiration by encouraging, influencing change. Even when all things are against you, I want to be that inspiration, that change. So the Hamster Party, although it may not be a legit party, and I can actually make it a national party to do so if I want to, if I had the money, which is another problem. I don't have the money for it. But that's fine. I don't need money. I don't. You see, part of my character is being broke like the rest of you. Knowing what that broke feels like. I may not have a car. I may not have a job. I may not have a family. I may not have kids. But I know what broke feels like the rest of you. And even though majority of people have way more money than I do, you still feel broke because of this inflation and everything. So the whole entire thing out of all this is to inspire real change. Not inspire change as in what we've been doing for the last 12 to 15, 20 years. I mean, yeah, don't get me wrong. When changes happen and inspiration if changes happen. But there's not really been any inspiration and change in politics. Well, it's been slowly trickling away over time because more and more people stop voting and more people stop trying to be in politics. I don't want to see this country go to the wayside. Now, I'm not going to say, use Trump's mantras, let's make America great again. No, I want to do something different. And even though it's straight out of Star Trek, for those of you that know Star Trek, I'm going to use it because I think it's better for the entire planet than just let's make America great again. I want this world to go boldly where no one has gone before. I want the world to be different. I want the world to do something different, to change and make real change by getting younger generations fighting for politics and being in politics to provide real change. To really go boldly where no one has gone before. Before we even get to space. What more inspiration do you need for that? Because at that point, it doesn't just encompass America like Trump's motto is. It encompasses the world. So my entire thing, yes, my stuff is kind of joking. It's fun. It's a laugh. But that's the point. Because if you laugh, if you enjoy it, it provides inspiration. Joy and inspiration go hand in hand. You laugh, you remember. You laugh, you enjoy. You laugh, you actually inspire. And that is the entire thing of the Hamster Party. That is why I'm running or throwing my hat in this before Trump even takes office on the 20th, because I don't just want to see America be great like Trump does. I want to see the world. I want us to do something that's never been done before. What about you? Let me know down in the comments.